All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants with your Week 7 New York Giants film review. Ugly loss to the Eagles, 28-3. So there's going to be a lot of ugly film on this, specifically on offensively. Defense will go through some bad film, but you're going to see some good film, and you're going to see kind of the boringness of Shane Bowen's defense, and I say that in a good way, just allowing your front to go up there and win, and some good man coverage. But offensively, a lot of bad on this, right? We're going to look at Daniel Jones. I've got, 4 Drew Lock plays of the limited playing time he got. And that's going to be, mostly negative outside of one nice play. So we'll get into all of it. Like and subscribe to the channel. And let's tell the story of the Giants' loss because I am so angry. All right, let's talk about it. First play. Going to start with a little bit of positive. Again, if you're watching the film reviews at this point, you've probably watched them before. And if you've watched them before, you've seen this concept. Right? It's out of empty. You have 3 on one side. You're going to have a hitch out here. You're going to have a slot fade. And then you're going to have this player run a juke route or a choice route. So you see that. That's what you get. But the Giants, what they did is they came out in heavy personnel. This is the first play of the game. So getting heavier players on the defense. And then since this year, because this was a concept they loved last year, this year, they've really went to the backside of this a lot. Right? They're putting Malik Nabers and Darius Slayton on the backside of it. And they put Slayton on a go, and then Malik Nabers on a slant. And so it's basically a two-way read for this, or, pre-snap read. So that one, even... You're not throwing this ball to Chris Manhertz. He is here just to occupy this player. You're not throwing down the hitch. You got this too high coverage. So you're probably going to have Theo Johnson bracketed by these two players right here. On the back side of this, though, you have all this green grass. So you give Malik Nabers that slant. Right? If this safety crashed down and they rotated the safety, then you throw the vertical to Darius Slayton. But you have all this space in the middle of the field. Bang, put it on him. Good placement. I think that might be the Giants' longest play of the day. Like 14 yards, good stuff. Now, 3rd and 3, first drive of the game, negative. And I want to talk through this protection a bit. Giants are motioning Tyrone Tracy. They get a blitz, a free rusher, and Daniel Jones makes the correct decision to throw to Wan'Dale Robinson out of the backfield. And the ball's too high. Ball's too high. But it's a bang-bang play at the, it's probably not going to be a first down anyways unless you get this ball on him a little quicker. But not totally mad at DJ for not making that play. I want to talk through the protection on this a bit. And I want you to notice this nickel corner right here. Like, let's actually talk about it pre-snap. So you have 5 guys who are staying into block, right? We're sending 5 receivers out. So you have 5 guys in the block. You have 6 players in the box, and then this nickel corner is a threat. Right? He shows a little bit of blitz pre-snap. And this must be, I really think this must have been a tendency changer for Vic Fangio, because he's thrown the nickel blitz a decent amount. Because I don't know why the Giants would set the protection this way, because when you want to see who is coming, right? Who's going to blitz, so you have these are the 2 outside threats to blitz. But if they blitz, somebody has to replace them in coverage. And so that would be the safeties. Pre-snap, right before we motion, we've got him lined up almost directly on Tyrone Tracy. This player is lined up over so he can work into this coverage. But they end up rolling post-snap, not post-snap, but at the snap. And then this is the player that replaces him in coverage. And, he's out here to cover Wan'Dale Robinson. Is that I just feel like you slide this to the nose tackle. Right? Because you have this blitz threat, you would slide this to the nose. Instead, they do a 4-man slide to the left for that nickel blitz. But if you get that nickel blitz, you're throwing hot here, to Theo Johnson. I just feel like it gives you better options. I know this could be Monday morning quarterbacking where it's all right, because let's say the nickel corner blitzes, and then So this defensive tackle would slant into here. Defensive end slants into the B gap. And then you have everybody, Illuminor blocking one of these two. But if you do a three-man slide here, 3 for 3, these two out here, and then you have this player as the hot read, it ends up getting blocked up, but that's a little bit of Monday morning quarterbacking. But that's why going 5 out hurts you. All right, next play. On defense, you're gonna see this. Like, you look at my notes for these sacks, it's all cover 1, stunt, cover 1, tackle, stunt. So Giants line up in a 2 high coverage. This is third down and this is not third down. This is a second down and 10. Man coverage, Azeez Ojulari sack. Let's look at it on the back end. You got Nubin walk down. We're man, right? Man coverage here with Deonte Banks. Pressing up A.J. Brown. Man coverage with Nubin on the tight end. Flawed in man coverage on Dotson. Drew Phillips with Devontae Smith. And McFadden with the linebacker. So this is not a very good play call. Everybody's covered. Right, I don't love this play call. You have the one deep safety, then you have a KRK underneath. So Jalen Hurts has to try and make a play, and you're going to see up front this sack. So it starts with Brian Burns and Elijah Chapman, Nacho. Burns gets it started. Azeez picks it up, but Burns is going to play, or Nacho's going to control this guard, right? Play into this guard, get his hands on this guard, and work towards this gap, trying to get his shoulders turned, and that's exactly what he does. Burns is able to get over here, pressure up here. Now the Dickerson gets off and helps out. But then you have Dex taking the edge, Azeez here, and Jalen Hurts has nowhere to go. And Azeez Ojulari gets a sack. And I'm telling you, like, that's what the Giants have had success with. That's why they lead the league in sacks. Basically, man coverage on the back end and stunting on the front end. All right, next play. Back on offense. This is a little bit of frustration where if you want to go chicken or egg with play calling versus Daniel Jones, this is a 2nd and 11. And we throw this quick pass to Wan'Dale Robinson. And this is what teams are doing because they know they want to throw these quick choice routes to Wan'Dale Robinson. So what they do is they trap. Right? Because they know that DJ is going to see that this corner's shoulders are turned. Wan'Dale Robinson's going to read that, and he's going to work out here. But the corner is trapping. This is cover 6, which means up top here is cover 2, so it's 2 trap. Right, baiting Daniel Jones into this throw. Corner gets down. They get a completion, but now they end up in 3rd and 6. But this is just, I really think this is DJ picking the wrong side on this. You've got numbers. Right? So this is the Mike linebacker. He's lined up on the center, so he's not part of this. But you have 3 for 2, and then down here you have 3 for 3. You have 3 for 3. And if you work down here where Malik Nabers is, you've got Nabers on the hitch, which they've had a lot of success with. They're running cover 4. You have Nabers on the hitch. If you look to this side of this and the linebacker doesn't read off of it, you got Theo Johnson in this zone. And if the linebacker does read and closes it on it, then you can get back to, Wan'Dale Robinson works inside instead of outside. So you picked the wrong side on this. You didn't pick the numbers. And this is the way teams are playing it. Right? We're gonna show that we're gonna carry the vertical, but we know what's coming from Wan'Dale Robinson, and we're gonna trap on that and make a play. And 3rd and 6 is a death sentence for this Giants offense now without Andrew Thomas, because Josh Azudu is giving up sacks with help. Right? Giants are running. You have Nabers on this hitch, basically curl flat, but you have to keep Theo Johnson in to help, which keeps this linebacker, over here. And by the time Neighbors is, breaking off his round, he's open, and this would be a first down, Daniel Jones is getting sacked. Like, you can't, let's see it from the other angle. Like, I talked about this on the offensive line report, first play. Get hands on him, man. You're getting that help. Get hands on him. Instead, we wait. Now he times up our punch. Our feet aren't moving. And we're giving up a sack, and we have to punt the ball. On a play that would have been a first down. I don't know if they score on that drive, but that play would have been a first down. Instead, it's a third down sack. And the Giants' third down is a death sentence. Third down and 3+ is a death sentence for the Giants without Andrew Thomas. Next play on defense. Again, third down and 10, right? We're going to run cover 1, man coverage. Brian Burns is going to get the sack. All right, we're going to roll Nubin down. He's the robber in this. Sack. Let's look on the back end. Deonte Banks, man coverage. Gets thrown off him. Maybe a little OPI. But by the time, this happens, Brian Burns is getting the sack. Drew Phillips on Devontae Smith. Does a good job playing with that outside leverage. Being patient, not getting caught up in this. You have Nubin underneath to cut it off. Awesome. Belton in man coverage with the tight end. Good enough job. Man coverage out here. And then Brian Burns beating a bad player. Their left tackle right now with Jordan Mailata out is a bad player and Fred Johnson. Go out and win. And win quickly. Jalen Hurts self-sacks himself. Get press up field. Bend. Rip. Just nice bend to stay up. Good strength. Bam. Sack. Good push from Dex and Elijah Chapman. Right. Good contained by Aziz. You have Okereke playing out here. Nowhere to go for Jalen Hurts. Sack. Let's do it again. The next third down and 10. They motion. They know they got man coverage. Cover 1. Nubin rolls down here. You don't have Devontae Smith. Everybody's covered. Right? Banks does a really good job on A.J. Brown here. Really good job. I know we're not happy with Banks, nor am I. Get physical. Press him up. Drew Phillips. Been really impressed with him. Really impressed with him, man. This game, he locked up Devontae Smith in this game. And the value brings in the run. I'm someone that was critical of this draft pick, by the way. Man, he has proven me wrong. And it's not smoke and mirrors. He's playing like a beast in the slot. But playing smart, understanding where your help is, right? Play with outside leverage. That's your help. That's your help. Dane Belton, wearing 3 safety looks. Bad tight end. That's what he's best at. Playing in man coverage against bad tight ends. Flawed on the outside with Dotson. We're there. And then you have Jalen Hurts running all around the world, and Dexter Lawrence is getting a sack, getting a career high with sacks. Nice tackle stunt here with Dex and Elijah Chapman. Chapman does a great job setting it up, right? You see that speed and power in that small frame of his. And you got Jalen Hurts running all over the place. Right, let's watch Chapman. We press upfield. Wham! Quick lateral agility. You pull your guard in. You crash into the center and guard. Dex is able to loop around. Brian Burns is playing smart, not going behind the QB, allowing him to escape up through the pocket. Azeez Ojulari as well. He escapes out the back. Now Chapman. Azeez, go be an athlete. Force him back in. Brian Burns, force him back out. And then Dexter Lawrence finishes the deal. Awesome stuff. Was there anything crazy about that? It's just cover 1 man coverage and a stunt. That's where they find their success. Back on offense. You're going to see a little bit of what drives you crazy about DJ. And I know this is not an easy throw, but this is a throw that can be made. The Giants run post wheel, a post with Jalen Hyatt. wheel with Slayton, and we check it down to the back. So this is 2nd down and 10. And you're getting this verse, cover 3. Right, deep middle field safety, deep third right here, and then this player's playing a deep third. So you attack it with post wheel. But it's almost like it's like post wheel, but also flood, because you have Wan'Dale Robinson working out here, which occupies this player right here. And now the nickel corner, DeJean, he does not match. He does not match with this and turn his coverage into man coverage, right? We've talked about that, where this player can match in man, and then you have man coverage here. Then you check down, right? Then you check down, because when they match, this is the area that gets left vulnerable. But he doesn't match. He plays off, but he does not match. We have time in the pocket, and look at this. Like, anticipate. You have the post here, you have the wheel, and you have one player. One player. I understand the safety's coming off the field, but throw with anticipation. Whether you want to fire it into the post with Hyatt or get the wheel with Slayton, you have one player trying to cover 2. And Mitchell does a good job of it, of being able to hold off these 2 players. But we check it down instead. This is the frustration, is that we decide to check it down. Right? You do get a little, you get 2-3 yards of positive and turn it to 3rd and 7. But this Giants team can't operate out of 3rd and 7. So you run post wheel instead of hanging in there, or trusting your guy, throwing with anticipation that he's not going to be able to flip his hips and make the play out here. And the defender's not in a good position here. We're going to see it with the walk to Hyatt play. You got to have anticipation. You got to trust that your speed guys can go win. Again, a corner could make a great play on this, but to win that, you have to make a great play. You have to throw a good ball on it, but that's the frustration right now. All right, here's where the game started to get bad for the defense. Saquon Barkley, 55-yard run. Right? Not very good. Let's talk about it. So a bit of pin and pull on this. But instead of having the wide receiver crash down the end, they're going to have A.J. Brown coming down and crash down the safety, Tyler Nubin. Crack on him. And Azeez does the job of the left tackle by working inside. Now, that may have been on purpose. They saw they were running power, and this is how they wanted to fit it, right? They wanted to fit Azeez Ojulari into this gap and then have Micah McFadden on this run blitz replace him outside. So before we get totally on Azeez, this could be on Azeez, but he is very deliberately working inside, and it's not because this tackle has gotten overzealous and he's just trying to play hero ball. I actually think this is what he was being coached up to do on this play, is that when they get this, because if it gets played right, it's cool. Right, because then you have Azeez out here, and then ideally what you have is now McFadden doesn't get blocked. This is a good job by this right guard to get out and move on this block. And here's the thing, Steen was put in late in the game. Becton, I don't think Becton makes, not late in the game, or in this game, I don't think Becton makes this block. So let's just say that McFadden doesn't get pinned out on this. And Banks does a good job. Well, then you have McFadden right here, right? Not getting pinned out on this, making the play. And then if Deonte Banks plays his fucking role and gets out here, then you have a run stop. That even though McFadden gets blocked on this, if we have our corner out here, Saquon's going to have to make a really nice cut on that. Right? If the corner, instead of chasing this inside, sees the play and stays out here and fills outside and funnels that into Micah McFadden, then maybe Micah McFadden doesn't make this tackle and Saquon cuts off. But it's not as easy as just run to the outside. Instead, our corner's getting bullied And now he's got to run down the field and try and make a tackle. Run defense isn't just about tackling by itself. Next play. Saquon tush push. I feel like if I didn't put Saquon's only touchdown in here, be doing a disservice. I will say this is a great opportunity for me to get a takeoff. This rule changed, and I remember like this being debated when Matt Leinart pushed in Reggie Bush against Notre Dame for the touchdown. And like, that's illegal. You're not allowed to push from behind and the tush push and stuff. I actually think they should go back to it. I don't think it's like the fact that, all right, this play is stopped here and now we get to just push a pile. I don't like that. I know it sounds salty because like it gave up a touchdown, but I've always disagreed since they changed that rule to where you could push the pile. Right? Like, this is like this is not great. Oh, sick! You push forward, and hey, it's the rules. So Giants need to do a better job stopping it. And also, here's a critique: when you see this type of push is happening, do not go and try and pull the running back backwards if you don't have if he's just not there to literally be grabbed, because you have an offensive lineman behind him. So Nacho tries to grab him, and all that does is give him more momentum for the guy to come back and push, and you just became part of the centipede of push. All right, back on Giants offense. What do we have here? This is frustrating. This is probably the play that has been shared the most of negative Daniel Jones, and rightfully so. So Giants run dagger, which is a clear out by Malik Nabers here in the slot. And then a dig route by Darius Slayton. And instead of occupying the flat, right here, because the Giants, they don't tired of the short, gains. Instead of trying to occupy the flat, they put Wan'Dale Robinson on the over to make sure that these linebackers aren't able to occupy this space and leave the middle, and it keeps the middle of the field open. So here's the thing: Nabers gets attention, man. So they are matching. So this is a cover 3 corner right here. He's playing the deep third. And then because this player is playing vertical to protect against 4 verticals, he turns his zone coverage into man. So Nabers is essentially doubled, and you see he points, right? Like, okay, the dagger's open. And DJ sees it. But realizes, hey, the clear out worked. Wan'Dale Robinson pulled these 2 players out of here. It's just getting in the window behind this defensive end, Josh Sweat. DJ's got to move up left in the pocket. We're wide ass open with yak to be had, baby. We're get some yak too, right? Get into the other, and instead of just having a first down, we get into Eagles territory, and instead we miss. Inaccurate ball, man. And now, not every bad play of Daniel Jones is going to be on this film review, but these are the ones that sting the most, man. You could talk to me about, catching the ball, right? It's the NFL. You need to catch that football, Darius Slayton, right? Drops are an issue for Darius Slayton. What the bigger issue, man, is continued lack of precision on the passing. Because even if Darius Slayton catches this ball, it's first down at your own 45. You get this ball on the spot, you get first down at their 43. And that's the difference between points, man. That can truly be the difference between points right there. Like spare me. Like, oh well, if he catches that, awesome, right? First down. If you throw it on time and in the right place, we got first down in their territory. And I have more expectations out of my $40 million QB than my $6 million per year value wide receiver number 2. A chill is in the air. Leaves falling to the ground. And football every weekend. That's what fall is all about. You can make each weekend even more exciting by getting into the action with our partners at DraftKings. Now, number 1 place to bet on touchdowns. That's the number 1 place. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will instantly get $200 in bonus bets when you use code WORLD. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code WORLD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Instantly. That's promo code WORLD only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You'll be glad you did. I'm running out of stickers, so now I got to open a new package and start throwing them. And I have to restack these because now they're all over my desk. That stinks. But you know what doesn't stink? This film review. I love this film review. And you know what also doesn't stink? DraftKings. You'll be glad you did. All right, next play is the 4th down A.J. Brown touchdown. If it wasn't for 4th down conversions, the Giants would have held the Eagles to 14 points. But they didn't, so let's talk about it. So the Giants ran cover 1 and cover 3 the entire game, basically. The entire game except for 2 4th downs. One at the goal line, so a little more understandable. This play and then one other play. So, like, they basically lived out of man coverage and then cover 3, which is, a 3 deep zone. So, on this play, they get in the cover 4, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 deep zone. And they do a good job of covering up this concept. Shallow cross, right? The Eagles love shallow cross. They've gotten a lot of success on it on important downs. And this is it, right? You have the tight end's going to come over here on the sit. And then you have Devontae Smith on the shallow. Now, the Giants do a good job of... They know that they like this play. So what they do is... So you have 4 deep, right? And then you have your 3 underneath. What they do is they have Drew Phillips turn his coverage into man. So he gets in man coverage on Devontae Smith. And then they have the sit route gets passed off but from McFadden to Newman. And then Okereke takes the running back. Like, this is awesome. This right here is awesome coverage. Like, you stop their concept on 4th down. That's exactly. Here's the issue with it, though. The Eagles' easy button is Sir A.J. Brown. And when Sir A.J. Brown is matched up on Nick McLeod on 4th down, and you have Tyler Newman over here, well, you get one-on-one coverage. And A.J. Brown's going to get that. Doesn't matter that you end up, getting pressure on this. It is their easy button. A.J. Brown's so strong in his release. And Jalen Hurts puts a great ball on him. He's got the speed. And this is nice stunt here by Elijah Chapman, right? Play up, into the tackle. Get your guard occupied. Allow Zeke to get off here. Dex's double team. And he's just too good. He's just too good. And you end up scoring a touchdown, and you got all these damn green Eagles fans celebrating in MetLife Stadium. So that's frustrating. Here's like the weirdest thing about Daniel Jones in this game. This is the weirdest play to me. So we're motioning Wan'Dale Robinson to Hank, a curl flat. And this is I can't remember if this is 1st down or 2nd down. I believe it's 1st down. So we motion him in, right? They don't follow, so we know we got zone coverage. So these are your 3 read defenders. These are the 3 defenders you're reading. They all play off. This corner opens its hips up. Throw the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. It's 1st down. You can live with that. I know you're worried about the trap on this. But you motion into, like, this is the throw. This is like, why aren't we throwing the ball here? Instead, we wait and we take a sack. A sack that is not necessary. I mean, protection held up, and we just take an unnecessary sack. Next play, back on defense for the Giants. 3rd and 10. Guess what's going to happen? The Giants are going to run man coverage, and they're going to get a sack. Again, 3 safeties on the field with Dane Belton. Right, cover 1. Right, Banks one-on-one with A.J. Brown. Brown wins. So, Hurts throws this. They get it, but he doesn't throw it there. pressure gets there. Belton does a good job on the tight end. Drew Phillips does an awesome job on Devontae Smith, right? Stay patient. Don't let him open up your hips. Close. Awesome job. We got good coverage over here. We got underneath. And Dexter Lawrence just dominates Cam Jurgens, the center. Just dominates him. I mean, that's beast mode. Right, you got Okereke on the line. So they slide to Dex. 3-man slide. Right, we put 5 guys on the line, so we got one-on-ones with Saquon as the help. He gets out into the route, and Dex just gets hands on him. Bench with one hand, keep your feet driving. Chapman does a good job. Sack. Beautiful. Beautiful ball. Beautiful football by Dexter Lawrence, leading the NFL in sacks. Most double teams in NFL history. Next play, back on offense. I've rewatched this a handful of times, so I may be being overcritical on this play. This is 3rd down in that 2-minute drill. So we talked about, the Giants go to the back, like front side, right? We got 3 receivers, shock, right? Hitch, juke, slot fade, right? But we go into the backside up and Malik Nabers, and rightfully so. They blitz with Nakobe Dean, right? We've got to protect it up. So that means we got 4 for 3 up here, 2 for 2 down here. So they run a wrap concept, which is this hitch choice, hitch out with a dig behind it. We're throwing this ball to Malik Nabers. Is it behind him? Again, I think it's. I understand this is not a speed out by Malik Nabers where you want to get it out on him, but if you do get it out on him and he's moving because the ball's out, so he's tracking the ball here. We got opportunity for yak here instead of just a first down. But there's also like, okay, well, Nabers wants to plant that foot and turn up. And maybe so, but what we need is that ball to still be out a little more ahead. When we throw it behind, like completely behind you, well, that just allows DeJean to make the tackle. And you get a first down. That's nice, but you don't get the yak plays. Here's the Theo Johnson touchdown that never was. We're in 5 wide, empty. They're going to run 2-man, right? Man coverage with the 2 safeties. So, you got outside, one-on-one, Theo Johnson, that's what you want. He pushes off, touchdown. This is something with Theo. If you watch my film breakdown on Theo coming out of college, which again, I really like Theo. I think he's a little raw and he needs some developing. But he is really good at pushing off. He needs to be more subtle in it. Because this is what you want, baby, right here. Right? But you got your hand up here. I can't remember if they said it on TV or what. Put the hand on the hip. Get that hand on the hip. Use your physicality. Use your size. Because that's the matchup we want. Put the hand on the hip. Turn. I mean, that should be 6. Learn from it. Hand on the hip. This is the first time it's burned him in the NFL. Again, go watch the college breakdown I did on him. Right, he's got the push-offs, and it's like I like the physicality, but you gotta keep yourself out of trouble. All right, next play, 38-yard Saquon run on split zone. Let's figure out who did a bad job on this play. Let's figure it out. All right, my friends, you want to figure it out? Let's figure it out. All right, bang, bang, boom. All right, so they run split zone. So just inside zone, right? Everyone's zone blocking, and then you have the tight end block the backside. So when they do this, these guys got to bump it down. My question is, who made the mistake here? Is Patrick Johnson supposed to work inside of this block and then McFadden go out of it for the zone read part of it with Jalen Hurts? Or did Patrick Johnson, who you're like, who is Patrick Johnson, Bobby? Well, he's actually a former Eagles player. It's a revenge game. When he sees this, squeeze this down. Like, see this? Squeeze this down. Instead, we get upfield. We play upfield, and we make it easy for him. We make it easy for him. So is he supposed to read this, squeeze this down, play inside, spill this, and then you have McFadden out here on the outside? Or does McFadden get lost in the zone read part of this and not get downhill and fill this hole? I'm not going to tell you for sure. I think it's Patrick Johnson's fault, though. That's what I believe is there. And you get a nice big run because we don't... And Saquon, taunting you, which the Giants deserve. All right, next play. What do we got? Oh, this is the other fourth down touchdown, or the fourth, the other, not touchdown, fourth down conversion for the Eagles. So 4th and 2 at the 6-yard line. I mean, Giants are in drop 8 coverage. Right, cover 2. So we got the line of scrimmage. And then you have Okereke in the middle, and then you have your 2 half-field defenders. And they're covered, right? Banks is physical with A.J. Brown. Really physical. Like, good, really physical. So you don't have the easy win there. We get back over here. You have Okereke taking out Dotson. You got Newman with the tight end. You're not going to throw the Smith or Saquon here. Drop 8, right? Here's the issue with drop 8. It's that your rush is not going to get there, most likely. Because they're going to double team Dexter Lawrence. Burns and Azeez aren't going to win. And hey, we won, right? But then you have a defensive lineman being asked to open field tackle. And they get the first down. And then they push their way to another touchdown. Here's something you haven't seen yet. Running the football for the Giants offense. Wow. 3 times in the first half they handed it off. Isn't that great? Isn't that so smart that you have Josh Ezeudu playing left tackle? You're like, you know what we're not going to do? We can't live out of 3rd and long. We're just not going to run the ball. Right, we're not going to run duo, right? Duo. Look at that, right? Double team, one-on-one, one-on-one. We press the hole. We get 6 yards. We get an easy 6 yards because we run duo. Our favorite run concept that we don't run a lot. 6 yards. How about that? Isn't that fantastic and nice and special? Do you see that, Brian Dable? All right, next play. This is a missed opportunity, even though I'm not going to pretend that this was like, if they block this is a touchdown, because we've seen miss after miss. But Giants run, Yankee, the deep post, play action, deep post, the over, and then they've added the dig on the backside of it. Right, so you got the deep post by Neighbors, the dig, or the over by Wandale, and then the dig by Slayton. There you got 2 deep safeties. They are in cover 6, so they're clouding Malik Neighbors here. Giants run play action, so they're in cover 6. So this player has a deep half of the field, this safety. And then these players have a deep quarter. So this corner is going to be occupied with the dig. And then you're reading basically this safety right here. This safety is occupied on the over route. And here is Malik Neighbors down the field. Wide ass open. Wide ass open. Wide open, man. Again, I'm not promising you this is going to be a touchdown because we've seen inaccuracies. But it's a missed opportunity, that's for damn sure. Jermaine Illuminori, we watched us on the O-line report. He's lunging. He allows Nolan Smith around the corner. Greg Van Roten's one-on-one with Jalen Carter. He gets beat, and Daniel Jones gets sacked. Maybe we keep Tyrone Tracy in the block. Let's keep 7 in on these plays next time. Sack. Missed opportunity. Here's really the beginning of the end of this game. Eagles are going to run ISO for 41 yards. This is the touchdown, the drive that puts them up 28-7. I mean, Jordan Riley gets bullied. Just flat out. Bullied. Let's watch Jordan Riley on this. I mean, we get put on skates. Get pushed 3 gaps over. Can't have it. And Riley actually made a couple plays earlier in the game, one-on-one. And then on this drive, they decide we're just going to double team him to death. And that's exactly what they did. All right, they run ISO. Okereke contributes on this, right? The biggest reason is Jordan Riley. But this is Aziz's gap. This is Tyler Nubin's gap. This is Nacho's gap. This is your gap, Bobby Okereke. Regardless of Jordan Riley getting pushed to hell, this is your gap. Right here. Inside the fullback. Instead, we go head down, try and deliver a hit, roll out of it. And because of Jordan Riley getting pushed to Mars, McFadden can't make a play because of that double team. Pinnock doesn't get a great angle. Banks doesn't really want to get involved. Hawkins is trying to rip the ball out. And they embarrass you. They embarrass you. Next play, 3rd and 7. Guess what, guys? Guess what we're doing on 3rd down? We're going to run man coverage. This time we're going to blitz. We're going to blitz. We're going to keep the middle of the field open. We're going to play decent man coverage here, right? You got Banks on Dotson. That's nice. Nubin on Calcaterra. Drew Phillips with A.J. Brown running vertically up the field. You get the safety. McLeod down here with Devontae Smith. Not great, but not bad coverage. 3rd and 7. You live with that. And we just missed, dude. We blitz. I'm going to fast forward through all this. I don't want you seeing any of this. I want to talk about it after. So, Eagles do a good job calling the protection. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The back just doesn't do it right, correctly. Now, maybe this is different. Maybe the center messes it up because I think maybe they were thinking 4-man slide because now Tyler Steen got injected into the lineup mid-game. So, Steen, I think he thinks like, Juergens is going to go off to the linebacker, and then you have this running back with Okereke. Regardless, they block it wrong. And for some reason, Matthew Adams is playing his first defensive snap of the year. And did we not? Why is he in there over Micah McFadden, who's a good pass rushing linebacker, by the way? Like, didn't we watch the preseason of Matthew Adams just run at guys and put his head down and not actually tackle well? So we missed a tackle, which sucks, right? It sucks, but missed tackles happen. They are a part of life in football. What should not be a part of life in football is this bullshit. That's insanity. Watch number 3. Watch first round draft pick number 3. What the fuck are we like? How does that happen? Tiki Barber talked about it. Like, there's one thing when guys are not bringing the physicality because the game's over, or they're not really getting in on the pile. Not good. There's sometimes like the CeeDee Lamb play where Banks quit on it and Jerome Henderson called him out. He did stop chasing after it, but it probably doesn't result in a tackle. And it's more of a set a standard type of thing. What is going through your brain? What is going through your brain right here? That you just walk past it nonchalantly? Like, seriously, are you an asshole or dumb? Like, how do you explain that? Like, I don't know what they do as a punishment, but that is insanity. That is insanity. For a guy who gives up damn near every single pass thrown it his way. That's insanity. All right, Drew Lock's in the game. We're going to go through some Drew Lock plays. Not pretty. Really not pretty, but I guess we can give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't have any preparation for this game. What I will say about Lock is I like the anticipation. So Giants are going to motion Wandale in. They're going to do a switch release. Wandale on the over. Neighbors is doubled. Right, this is that cover 6 we talked about, right? They Giants did this a lot, right? Where they cloud Neighbors. So you have cover 2 up top, and then cover 4 down here. So this safety works with the over route, and then you basically have a one-on-one with Slayton and Darius Slay. And Lock throws this ball with good anticipation, right? Like, see, the ball's coming out of his hand now. Slayton's getting out of the break. This is good read. Let's get some chunk plays. And we just sail it, though. I mean, that goes clear over his head. And I wish I could be like, this is just a one-off. But you see it consistently. You've seen it consistently with Lock in his career, or in training camp, or in preseason. Like, you see it consistently. But you do like the anticipation, and that's why you like, the whole quote-unquote spark thing could actually make an impact. And I'm going to wait for our mailbag pod on Wednesday to really flesh out the Drew Lock stuff a little bit and just do like a full talk on his film. But it was like everything was negative. Like here, on this strip sack, forget the fact that we fumbled the ball. Eagles blitz. They blitz at us. We see it. Throw hot. Throw the hot. This is the hot right here. They blitz. This is the hot route. Throw it. Throw it. Throw it. Instead, we scramble to this long developing play over here and then fumble it. And let's get our right guard's knees. Like, you see the blitz. Again, I talked about in the O-line report. I don't love the way they called this protection. We'll talk about that. But with the protection they called, they blocked this correctly. Azudu has to take this player. So this is the player that the quarterback is responsible for. Throw it here. This is where you need to throw it. Maybe it's incomplete, but this is where you need to throw the ball. Instead, we're nonchalantly scrambling around, balls out. Van Roten gets cut. Offensive lineman, I know we want to run the ball every time we get the chance. They always go for your legs. Maybe just stomp on them. Like try and hurdle and just land on them. Maybe that's something offensive linemen should start doing, is whenever you do get the ball in your hands, just jump straight up. Where it's like, all right, if you guys want to try and cut out our knees, we're going to land on your back with cleats. All right, next play with Drew Lock. This is the stuff you do. Again, good anticipation. We're going to throw the ball deep to Jalen Hyatt here. Right, we got that post wheel that we talked about earlier on the front side. Right, remember the post wheel? We get to the backside of this. We got Hyatt. I mean, look where Hyatt is. I don't care if this is a bad corner, backup corner on Isaiah Rodgers. This is what Hyatt does. And again, Hyatt is not on the field because of his own doing. But he could bring some value to this team if you're able to push the ball down the field. Because he's able to just run past guys like this and make you pay. But you have to trust that he's going to win. You got to trust that he's going to win against leverage. And this is leverage right here. And he's not able to haul it in. Now, I want to show you the other angle. But, I like the anticipation from Drew Lock. Now, this ball's teetering on... I think that's just out of his reach. It gets on his fingertips. Those sticky gloves make it where it looks like he get a second grab at it, and he cracks his ribs. So it seems like he might be out for a little while. We'll see when the injury report comes out. But again, I like to go back to it. I like the anticipation. Right, like if we're going to get aggressive on it, because we talked about that post wheel before. This safety's playing on the right hash. but you have this corner playing off, and it's Wan'Dale Robinson and not Malik Neighbors. You could hang in there and try and throw it on this. But when you got Jalen Hyde on the backside of this on the alert, throw the alert. You got the matchup. Just misses it barely out of reach. And then, sorry, let's fast forward. The last play is, again, this is aggression, but this is late. And is this the correct aggression? Ball that almost gets picked off. Right? Whole shot, right? This is a talking point. They are, what are they running, guys? They're running cover 6, right? Which is clouding Malik Neighbors. So you have this area right here. If you're going to throw this, though, right? Because the correct throw would be here to the tight end, even though it's 3rd down and 10. This is the correct throw because you probably go for it on 4th down. But you want to be aggressive. But if you're going to be aggressive on this, you got to throw this now. Now. Because when you wait and wait and wait and wait, well, now the safety's just gotten, and this is a backup safety too, right? Like a better safety picks this off. And now our wide receiver's waiting for it, and the safety's there. But if you throw it on time, right? Throw it here now. That's a tough throw. It's not an easy throw. It's not always an advised throw, but that may be a nice chunk play, and that's the difference between winning and losing and scoring and not. But you got to throw it on time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this film review. A little long, but a lot of plays I want to talk about. Good, bad, ugly. We'll see how it goes against the Steelers. Really do appreciate you guys, especially if you listen to watch to the end. You're insane. I love you. You're what makes this channel goes, but you are clinically insane, and I love you for it. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.